Ira Remsen, a now well-known chemist, was once just like you and me. He was born and raised in New York City, and like most young children, he was mischievous and curious. One of his most memorable labs happened when he was a child, and it starts like this. While reading a textbook of chemistry, I came upon the statement, nitric acid acts upon copper. I was getting tired of reading such absurd stuff, and I was determined to see what this meant. Copper was more or less familiar to me, for copper cents were then in use. I had seen a bottle marked nitric acid on a table in the doctor's office where I was then doing time. I did not know its peculiarities, but I was getting on and likely to learn. The spirit of adventure was upon me. Having nitric acid and copper, I had only to learn what the statement, nitric acid acts upon, meant. Then the statement, nitric acid acts upon copper, would be something more than mere words. All was still. In the interest of knowledge, I was even willing to sacrifice one of the few copper cents then in my possession. I put one of them on the table, opened the bottle marked nitric acid, poured some of the liquid on the copper, and prepared to make an observation. But what was this wonderful thing which I beheld? The scent was already changed, and it was no small change either. A greenish-blue liquid foamed and fumed over the scent and over the table. The air in the neighborhood of the performance became colored dark red. A great colored cloud arose. This cloud was disagreeable and suffocating. How should I stop this? I tried to get rid of the objectionable mess by picking it up and throwing it out of the window, which I had meanwhile opened. I learned another fact. Nitric acid not only acts upon copper, but it acts upon fingers. The pain led to another unpremeditated experiment. I drew my fingers across my trousers, and another fact was discovered. Nitric acid acts upon trousers. Taking everything into consideration, that was the most impressive and, relatively, probably the most costly experiment I have ever performed. It resulted in a desire on my part to learn more about that remarkable kind of action. Plainly, the only way to learn about it was to see its results, to experiment, to work in a laboratory. Ira's curiosity as a child led him to many great successes throughout his career. He published journals and books, but his most prestigious honor was the Joseph Priestley Award. He was able to study at some of the top universities, including Columbia University in New York and the universities of Munich and Göttingen in Germany. He was the accidental discoverer of a compound called saccharin. This is the main ingredient in a pretty well-known artificial sweetener, Sweet 'n Low. And he left a great mark at Johns Hopkins University, where he was one of the original faculty members, the founder of the chemistry department, and later became president of the university. Ira's childhood curiosity led him to great accomplishments. Where will your curiosity take you?